Well, good hump day morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. Hope everybody's doing good on this hump day. Hope you're humping or getting over the hump or doing something with the Humpty Hump dance or something. But it is hump day as we sit here 57 days, 12 hours. Oh, shoot. It just dropped down to 11 hours and 59 minutes and 50 seconds away from kickoff of the 2023 season. And I am so sick and tired of this dry ass off season. Seriously. This is like that dry turkey. You go and you take a bite and you literally choke on it. And it's like, give me a gallon of gravy to put on that thing because that turkey is dry. Well, this offseason has been about as dry as possible. When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys right now, we have breaking news. The Dallas Cowboys have made another hire. William Britt. You're like, who? William Britt. He is an analyst who had been with the Pittsburgh Steelers for 2 years. Now, you know, we thought when Mike McCarthy ended up going and talking to Jerry Jones about being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, didn't he have his own analytical department like out in his garage up in Green Bay where he studied film after film after film after film? Why didn't he hire any of the guys that worked with him there? This is the second, be it, I'm happy. I'm actually happy because you always want another set of eyes. Because, for example, I can be working on a job and, you know, I'm sanding this and putting up that and all that. And you can miss stuff because you're too close to things. You're right there. But then somebody else can look from a different angle and they say, hey, look, maybe if you did blah, 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 or maybe you missed a little bit of putty right there. And hopefully this is what William Britt, as well as the other woman that they hired from the Ravens, I'm sorry, her name escapes me right now, will help. And I will actually point back to groundbreaking work that the Dallas Cowboys did back in the day. See, here's the thing that I say about the Dallas Cowboys that's been missing throughout the Jason Garrett era, throughout the whole time with Kellen Moore, is innovation. See, throughout football, there's always change. There's a different offense or defense and things that ends up being good for a while till people figure it out. I mean, we were talking the other day about Warren Moon with the run and shoot offense. Okay, there was the K-gun offense and things. There was the pistol offense. Hell, there was the Wildcat. And so you've seen success when they come up with something new. Sometimes it's short-lived. Sometimes it's reinventing itself in the West Coast offense. But the Cowboys have not been innovators since back in the Tom Landry and Jimmy Johnson eras. And see, here's what the Dallas Cowboys did. The Cowboys, coached by Tom Landry, offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, you will never in history see that happen again. But what they did was they ended up getting a statistician, from India who knew nothing, and I mean nothing about football, but he understood numbers. And he came up with an algorithm and a computer program that they could take the numbers of the players in college and basically predict how they were going to be as professionals. And that was the innovation that ended up getting the Cowboys better talent. They went to small schools. Tom Landry came out with the shotgun. He had, of course, the shift, the flex defense. And the problem with Tom Landry was, as he got older, he didn't have that innovation that he did before. And if you look at the Dallas Cowboys, I'll give you the perfect example. 2016, we had a great season. You had Dak Prescott, Dinkin' and Duncan, as Shannon Sharp would say. You had Zeke Elliott running. They didn't change anything. If you remember the all or nothing program where we were playing against Denver and they were stopping the run, Zeke Elliott, they were stuffing him. And the coaches were literally like, well, they're stopping the run. Yeah, they're stopping the run. And they didn't know what to do. And so when you have an off season of a team that's done great things, they're going to study the hell out of it. Jalen Hurts, don't think you're going to be running up the middle like you did unmolested last year. And innovation has been a problem because we literally ran basically the same offense with Jason Garrett that we did back in the 90s. This is why I'm excited, because Mike McCarthy, who has called plays before, isn't just relying on what he has done in the past. He has got analysts now, not just, from, one team, going from Pittsburgh, a team that has been relevant for a long time. They're still trying to figure out the quarterback situation and retooling the team. But a team that's been successful, looking at the Ravens, where the other team that we got the other analyst from. You're getting different eyes on the project and difference of opinions that you're able to kind of meld them together and hopefully come out with better results. And this is what excites me more than anything else. When I hear that we're keeping the things that work, because of course you want to keep things that work, but we're tweaking things also with this Texas Coast offense. I'm excited about the season being here. I look at it and say we've got better talent. We've got young guys. We've got guys that now are getting into the second year like Tyler Smith. You'll have a healthy Michael Gallup. You got a Brandon Cooks. And now you have a new set of eyes and some changes so we won't be predictable. There you go. And that's what we have right now. Of course, it's still dry as that turkey on Thanksgiving. Here's a big question for you. Rich Eisen wants to know who's more likely to make it to the Super Bowl, the Cowboys or the Jets?
Adding DeAndre Hopkins would not put them on better footing to win it all this year, because they have a team that, if healthy, can indeed win it all. I think we can all agree. Look up your little gambling sites.
Well, Rich, I mean,
I know you have it.
He's talking about the Jets can win it all.
Bills currently stand.
I mean, they're not
on your little gambling
they're
site.
not little. They're the number one.
Okay, so
sports betting.
okay. By the
Okay.
way, I say little to belittle.
I understand.
Understood.
The Chiefs are your Super Bowl favorites right now. They're 6-1. Oof. Eagles 8-1.
Yep.
Bills 9-1. So
go.
if they get D-Hop, do they jump either of these two teams?
You tell me. You're the little gambling guy.
Where are the Cowboys?
Wow, I've been on a roll betting baseball.
Where are the Cowboys at there, Chris?
Where are the Cowboys?
Out of curiosity.
He's got to scroll down.
I understand.
The Cowboys
They're
are,
above the Jets. I know that.
You got jokes.
Are they?
yes, Cowboys are
Settle
6.
down just a little bit.
Cowboys are 6 according to FanDuel.
Sixth,
49ers are 10-1. Bengals 10-1. Cowboys 14-1. Jets 16-1.
Yeah, back up off me.
Why are the Cowboys any closer to the Super
we're
Bowl
better
than the
than you.
Jets? How are you better?
You weren't even a playoff team
How are
last
the
year.
Cowboys better than the Jets?
Well, should we go
You've
back?
got an all-pro on the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one.
True.
You've got a Pro Bowler, all-proler, and the Pro Bowler in the back end of your defense. We've got one.
Okay.
You've got a home run hitting running back coming off of a knee injury. We've got one.
Cowboys have a better quarterback.
Now you're getting to the spot where you're trolling. How many MVPs has that guy won?
You living in the past?
Okay.
Yeah, living
Because
it
we're
up.
using the recent past. Rodgers had an off year for an MVP quarterback.
I'll take the 30-year-old guy over the 40-year-old guy.
Oh, really? Would you have said that when Brady was there? When you had him?
You mean the guy with 6 rings on his fingers?
Understood he had a better resume in terms of winning than Aaron Rodgers did at the time, but it's just because the Cowboys are the Cowboys. The Jets have been to more championship games in the last
Is
quarter
that really
century
what you want to
than
hang your
that
hat
guy.
on, man?
Absolutely,
You're
I'm hanging a hat.
54 years old, and I know this because you tell us all the time. And your team has never won a Super Bowl in your lifetime. That's like
true.
The majority of your
These
life.
are true things.
At least when they bury me, if the Cowboys never win again,
Well,
I can say that I enjoyed 3 Super Bowls.
How far back do you want to
There
go?
you
You want
go.
to talk about like dinosaurs when they used to roam the earth?
Oh,
Like how far back do you want to go? I'm talking about somewhat recent history. I'm talking about a quarter century is what I'm talking about. Actually,
As
I'm talking
opposed
about
to the
less time than that.
Jets?
I'm talking about the last 15 years.
Okay, how about this? Your team finished 1-7 last year, the last 8 games. So maybe that's
please.
why we have a better
there
chance.
you
of
go.
winning. 1-7.
No, the Jets didn't have a quarterback last year. You did.
I'm just saying.
I think Dak is outstanding, but I'm not sitting here thinking the Cowboys have a better shot at winning the Super Bowl than the Jets. I'd put them neck and neck. I'd absolutely put them neck and neck.
Cowboys have an easier road.
Yeah, you have to go through the Super
Bowl.
That's what I'm saying.
At Rich Eisen show.
So the Cowboys' odds are better because they have an easier path to the playoff basket than the Jets, not because they're appreciably roster-wise better.
Or because we
correct?
didn't lose six straight games to end the season last year.
Mr. Gambling Site? Isn't that what you just said?
Well, Rich, you said odds to get action on both sides. That's kind of the point of odds.
Oh, God.
The house is
What a soup eats like a meal down the middle fence ride that was.
In a position
Get
to
out of
make
here,
money
man.
each time out.
Yeah, you can't sit here and say.
I think the Jets being in AFC is a reason why they're below the Cowboys.
Not because their roster is worse than Dallas. They have a better roster than the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, they have essentially the same odds. So, 14-1, 16-1, not exactly a big difference. So.
Yeah, the Jets don't have anybody on their defensive line who's a game changer.
No, you don't. You do not have anyone as good as Micah Parsons.
You got Quinnen Williams. He's sitting right there in the middle. He might be the best at the position in the game, with all due respect to Aaron Donald.
I mean, Sauce was first
Chris
team.
Jones.
First team All-Pro last year.
I take that back. I do like Sauce. I ain't going to disrespect
Yeah.
him.
At Rich Eisen show.
Chris, he makes me do it because he always gets real snippy with
it
the Cowboys.
It was really nice to not be
then
involved in an argument for once on this show.
Then I got to come back, and I don't want to do that. I want to leave that with you guys. But he's always kind of like poking the bear when it comes to
Best
the Cowboys.
of all worlds, Jets make the
Sammy
Super Bowl
Hagar.
against Dallas, and I get an Augusta membership.
Okay, are we going to that game? Well, I mean, you'll be there.
It's in Vegas. We're all going.
Oh, okay, I'm with that.
That's right. Catch the Rich Eisen show every single day on the Roku channel.
Jet fans trolling the Cowboys. Wow. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? It's crazy because for all we know, it could be the New York Giants. I mean, it could happen. No, you know what? It could happen because I recall the Giants literally being a wild card team coming to our house, bitch slapping us on the way to beating an undefeated New England team.
With who?
With an Eli Manning.
Exactly. Not Jones.
So it's football. Anything can happen. As always, Michael Anthony is rolling on the floor, laughing his ass off. And Rashid has just got this. I just can't believe this shit.
Jones is not beating us.
I'll see you guys soon.
Folks here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, have fun!